Hey, board gamers, BJ from Board Game Gumbo here, back with another episode of Gumbo Live. It's episode number 127, Gumbo Live, the number one Facebook Live talk show in Louisiana dedicated to board gaming. Our special guests tonight, we've got Ian Zang and Aaron Wilson of Gravitation Games. They're going to be talking about their new game, Please Fix the Teleporter. We'll be talking about it all night, so check that out with us. Board Game Gumbo is a proud member of Punchboard Media. Hey, check out some of our other fine members like The Cardboard Horde, a blog written by Eric Buscemi, native New Yorker, that muses about the ability of bits of cardboard to transform your tabletop into a near infinite number of unique gaming experiences. And thanks to Eric for some pictures tonight from Please Fix the Teleporter. Punchboard Media, where we all bring something to the table A couple of quick show notes. Our first ever Gumbo merchandise. Check out our Game Crafter link to get a copy of your very own Board Game Gumbo Blu-ray deck with instructions on how to play the game. Carlos did an awesome job with the art assets. You'll want to check it out, and it's a premium deck of cards. Hey, hit us up on social media tonight at Board Game Gumbo on Twitter or on Facebook, and we'll be looking for your questions in the chat. But enough blather. Let's get right to our guests, our special guests, bringing them in. There they are, Ian and Aaron. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Hey. So it's actually
here.
Kind of exciting. I heard 127, and 127 is a special number in terms of binary. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. I'm assuming it's more than 126.
It is palindromic. In point of fact, there are 7 ones. So you're about to go into 8-bit, my friend.
Oh, wow. I love 8-bit. I grew up on 8-bit.
So, 128 will be 1 followed by 70. So congratulations, you're almost there.
We made it to 8-bit, Steve. That is just amazing. Hey,
it's also the 31st prime, if that makes any sense.
Some of our friends are checking in. Jesse Fernandez. Jesse's finally the number one person to check in. It's been a while. We haven't seen Jesse. Says, Gumbo, hello, everyone. Jesse, you got any questions? Everyone. Make sure you check out Ian and Aaron and ask any questions. Our favorite lefty diver, Patrick Newman, checking in from the Gulf Coast. Love to see that. So, fellow designer, Bill Lasik, checking in. Hey, what's up, Bill? Keep up the good work, man. You got any questions for these two? You're a designer. You can think of better questions than I can. So,
Bill just pitched me a game like last night.
Really?
Yeah.
We could have had Bill on the show and it would have been a 3-person talk about this game. See the inside elevator pitch. Hey, Aaron, speaking of elevator pitches, give us the elevator pitch. Who is Aaron? Who is Ian? And what is Gravitation Games?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because Gravitation Games is a new venture by Ian and myself. We are trying to do the publisher thing. And so one thing that Ian and I do fairly well, I think, in my opinion, is game design. And Ian has a few games under his belt. I have a few games under my belt. And we decided we were going to create a publishing company and publish not only our own games, but take pitches and publish some other people's games as well. We just want to make sure that these games are easy to learn. They play fast. They have big table presence, and they pull people in.
Because gravitation.
I love
gravitation.
Wait, come on, give us the inside scoop. Where did that Gravitation Games pull name?
We have the exact location.
We do. We have the time, a little location, and what we were eating and drinking.
All right, give it to us. Lay it on us.
So PAX Unplugged was the last PAX Unplugged.
Yes.
Before COVID.
Almost exactly a year ago.
Yeah. So 1 year ago, we'd been talking about what is it that we want to do. If we were to start something, we really wanted to have make accessible games like kids can play, games anybody can play, and it can get loud, it can get fun, exciting. And what is that? What is that attribute that pulls people to the table? Well, it's gravitation. It's a force. It's something that is created by the energy in the room. And so that's really where it came from. And also, Ian and I are just like fans of sci-fi, and Ian is a super big fan of space and
I like
astronomy.
science.
He likes science. And I'm
a former science teacher, and I worked in science professional development for several years. So like I am a science nerd. Again, like I was like 127. That sounds familiar. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, that's
I didn't know that. I'm glad you got that little trivia. So you put the science in sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly. See, he's real hard science, and I'm hard sci-fi. So I'm a huge sci-fi nerd, big sci-fi fan.
You're the phi.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's correct.
I got it now.
Actually, that works in more ways than one, I suppose. Because I do all the business end stuff, and Aaron does all like the marketing and art stuff. So actually, if you go to gravitation.games right now, the header that we just put up there, gravitation.games, we did get a .games website, which is just awesome. He did the art for that. Like he's a pretty accomplished artist himself, and I didn't know it. He's like, "Hey guys, check this like little thing."
I did good art.
I'm like, "That's amazing."
Yeah, thank you, Ian.
Do I have it right, Ian?
Yes, that's it.
Perfect. There's Steve also fixing up. Steve and Verla are going to be working the chat room all night. The chat crew's out there. Hey, we got a guest here. Beth Sobel checking in. Hello, Beth.
Hey, Beth.
I know. Hi, Beth.
It's nice. Got a couple other people. Hey,
that's a person who knows art.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she does know art. Hey, Beth, do us a favor because we put Beth on the spot. Beth, check out that art on the header of Gravitation. Give us the scoop. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, give me some tips.
He did a good job. I have to give him credit. But yeah, like the psi and then the phi, it's like, art. I don't know. It's fidelity.
Yeah, the fidelity, the high fi, right?
That's right. I'm the high fi, and he's the low fi. No, I think we're probably the opposite.
Yes, but
hey, Meepletown is in the house. Dean says hello, everyone, and thank you, Verla, for making sure nothing falls apart. That's right. This show is really Verla's show. We're just borrowing it from her for a little while. So
Beth just gave you props, Aaron. So
nice. Thank you, Beth. Appreciate that.
Screenshot this, Aaron, right now.
Yeah, I know.
Frame it up.
Tweet.
Frame it up. All right. So I didn't hear who came up with the tagline, though.
So it was actually a pretty cooperative affair, because the thing is, like, when we were creating the idea of this company, we both knew that we didn't want to say, like, we're making a company and publishing games. Look at what we're doing. That's not what we wanted to do. We wanted to have a clear mission about what the brand would be about, so that people would see our logo on the box and instantly know what they're getting themselves into. It's going to be a high energy game that pulls people in, and that kind of pulled together. And then we figured out, we were literally like Googling different like brand names and seeing if they were a thing. Gravitation Games is not, so we just
it is now.
Yoinked it, and that was ours now. So it made sense. And as we've been going, people are like, "Oh, I know exactly what your brand is," and we feel like it's a strong enough idea that you'll know what it is immediately. And we're hoping that we'll be able to like simulate this kind of energy that other like big name booths can pull. Because I mean, I don't know if you watching have been to major conventions recently. I mean, obviously you haven't, but
not recently.
Like in the past like 2 years, the folks that make Exploding Kittens and Bears vs. Babies, whenever they have a booth, they do like something insane, and it just like pulls people in. And that's what our booth should be, purely based on the game elements, though. So that's what we're really trying to go for.
You're not handing out artichokes or lettuce or anything like that.
No, but Ian's putting the pressure on me. I got my work cut out for me, don't I?
Hey, Jay Bell's a fellow designer. He's checking in, says he's got his Bluebell ice cream and he's ready for some gumbo. Now that's perfect. Do you guys know Bluebell ice cream, or is that?
I do, but not for good reasons.
Oh no! Oh, talking about this a couple of years ago.
I'm from the cold north, so we don't really have like Bluebell up in Michigan all that much. But what I do know is that they had like a listeria scare or something.
Just
like
a little listeria. It wasn't much.
A little bit. I have my water. That's what I'm drinking right now.
They haven't started selling the listeria themed or flavored ice cream. And
probably for the best. That's probably not good.
That would be hysterical.
Hey, there's Jordan from the No Cube Zone checking it out. Congratulations to them. They finished up their season 1 with a bang. So congratulations to the No Cube Zone if you haven't checked that podcast out. All right, give us the background. quick. How did both of you get into gaming? What's the project? How did it get started?
So for me, I mean, are we talking like way back when? I ask this question on my podcast all the time.
And
I'm
you don't
never
even
an
answer
answer
it.
when people ask me.
This is
like,
the exact question he asks everyone.
So I actually have like two starts in my life, actually. And I think this is actually the first time I've talked about this. Like early in my life, my parents provided some actual pretty good Euro-based games. Like we had Labyrinth and we had Rumus, which is now Blockus 3D. So like my mom went to crazy stores to find the classic games. And so I actually had some of the like old classics that are now, brought into the modern. But really it started changing in college when I saw Battlestar Galactica, and we played the crap out of that like every weekend, like twice. It was ridiculous. And then it was when I started teaching. When I started teaching, I had a fellow teacher who was a board game nut, or is a board game nut. And he introduced me to the bigger world of board games. And I was like, whoa, there's a lot more here that's really cool. And then I realized, shoot, board games actually provide structure with which students can relate to the real world. So I taught at a school that had 80% IEPs, which are individualized education plans, sure. Which means that we had to accommodate for them, either because they had high anxiety or because they were on the spectrum. It was an amalgam of things. And so we had some kids that were pretty strongly on the spectrum and had a lot of trouble communicating with other people. At the board game club that we held after school, I saw some of those kids grow in ways that I had never seen anything else do. I saw, because it gave them a social contract that they had rules to follow. And so we played One Night Ultimate Werewolf together. And so like this social deduction game where they had to read other people's emotions and figure out if they're lying or not. And like you'd think that like a person on the spectrum, they have difficulty with that. And I mean, many of us do in general. I mean, but they were some of the best people because they had very specific things they were looking for. And it gave them that social contract to work within. And so they were able to grow and actually get better at things. And I just saw the value in that. And so I started designing my own games so that they could be played in class. And then I got involved with playtesting with Plaid Hat because they were in Ohio at the time. And so I did a lot with them. And then I got to a point where I was like, I should be getting paid for what I'm doing because I'm doing a lot. And I said, can I get paid? And someone said yes. And then it's where I am now.
That's how you got started. Hey, before we get to Aaron, Dean said something about ice cream with I thought a fellow Michigander would have known about. Moonies? What's this Moonies? Ian?
I'm not super familiar with ice cream all that much because I'm not really a big ice cream consumer. I am a connoisseur of Michigan's other export, craft beer. So,
all right, Aaron, how'd you get your start?
That's my thing.
Well,
we are definitely talking ice cream and board games tonight, Nick. So,
my adventure started a generation earlier because I'm older than Ian.
He could be my dad.
Yeah, pretty much. Even though we young face a little bit. The beard helps me look more my age, but so like back in the 80s, I had like a little group of friends. Basically, Stranger Things was like my childhood story. Like three other friends. We played a lot of Risk. We played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. We played Marvel superheroes right when that came out. We were comic book nerds. So just your quintessential 80s nerd. And eventually we got into the point where we were kind of like trying to make up our own rules for games, make up our own little role-playing games. And I was kind of experimenting with that a little bit. And then all that kind of fell away. And then I came back into it later on, kind of just really mid 2014, 15. I decided I was going to really try to like make a board game. So I started playing around with doing that. Basically, really when I fell in love with deck builders at the time, and I made my own little deck builder, and then I started getting more into Euros and Euro mechanics and whatnot, playing a lot of stuff, and eventually started working on what became Sovereign Skies, and that's really where I met Ian. Ian and I. I mean, we met through some people that we knew back at that time when I first went to Gen Con back in like 2015-ish. But it wasn't until 2017, Ian, or I think, right?
What is time anyway?
I know, Gen Con 2017. When I wanted
Gen Con 50, or was that 2018? 2015 was Gen Con 50, right?
Yeah, I think that was 18. So I think this
18?
was
Okay.
17, maybe. So Nolan of Deepwater Games had not started Deepwater yet. Nobody knew about Deepwater. I just knew Nolan as an artist, and
Sure.
I was like, he was like, "Hey man, I want to check out your game," and I was like, "That'd be great. My friend Ian is going to come play too. You should come check it out." Little did I know, they both canceled because they were having a meeting about Deepwater Games, and then a little later on, they wanted to publish Sovereign Skies. So then Ian and I, we started working together on Sovereign Skies, and Ian and I just realized that we worked very, very well together. He was the developer, and we just we just turned that game into just a really, really great, smooth experience. Came up with some new stuff for it, and we were just like, we should do more of this. We should figure out how we can thank you. We to figure out how we can really continue to do this, continue to work together, and continue to try to make really good stuff. So that's really where Gravitation came from. I mean, that's the fast way of me discovering board games back in the 80s and then all the way up.
So I haven't played Sovereign Skies yet, and I'm curious if anybody has played out there. BJ from Board Game Gumbo. I've got my guests here, Ian Zang and Aaron Wilson. We're talking some of the spicy hot games we played recently, and one of those is a game designed by Aaron Wilson. So obviously, Aaron, you know it way better than all of us.
Yeah. Ian and I probably know it better than anyone.
Yeah.
Give us the elevator pitch for those who haven't played Sovereign Skies. What's the game about?
So Sovereign Skies is a game about 4 old Earth factions. They're pretty faceless. They're sort of like corporations that you come in. You're coming into this cluster of 6 planets, and it's a worker movement game and a rondel. So worker movement is basically it's like worker placement, but you're moving your piece around, which is your mothership, and you're landing on each of those planets have a special action, and you're trying to kind of like decide which actions you're going to do in what order. When you land on a planet, you can take a card, you can put down a ship, and you can do that special action. You don't have to do all 3 of those actions. You could do 2 or just 1 of those. If you do 1, you get an energy. If you do all 3, you have to pay an energy. It also costs you energy to go more than 1 space if you're moving. You can also pay 2 energy to move around and go the other way. So it's all about this orbit through this cluster of planets. Those actions allow you to do certain things. You can score in different ways. So you can pledge your allegiance, and pledge means that you turn in cards and get these little pledge influence. You can recruit senators that give you special abilities. Those are one-time use. You have one or the other on each of those cards, but you also get influence by recruiting those. You also it's also area majority. So when you have majority and another person lands on a planet where you have majority, you get energy. So you have income that way. When when you're putting ships down, you can also turn those ships into bases depending on the color of the planet you're on. It's going to cost you a different amount of ships. You can also flip those bases over and activate those bases with another special ability, and those get you those influence, and all those influence dwindle in value. So it's really a race game. You're really racing to get the highest value chits as fast as you can. And this game is fast. It plays in 45 minutes to an hour, depending on if you're learning or how many players there are. But in a 3 and 4 player game, you can easily get through it in 45 minutes if you played before.
What was the inspiration?
So it was just this theme that I'd been working on for a while. It was kind of a social statement. It was sort of satirical about colonization, and it was just like the natives are all aliens, and they're all doing their own things. Each one of these planets are a different alien race. They have their new democracy. They're trying to be peaceful, and we are human corporations that are coming in and just exploiting the whole situation like we humans tend to do. And so
like,
that,
come on, help me out. It's like,
it's like, no, we're here for peace, but we're taking energy. We're occupying planets. We're doing all the stuff that colonizers do.
And we're still doing that in the future? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, we're still doing it. Have you not seen the Alien series? It's all about corporations, man.
It's true. Yeah. It's true.
Have you seen like the world now?
Terraforming Mars. It's all about those corporations.
Yeah, it really is. But anyway, so Ian and Nolan kind of had this idea at the same time. They had this kind of like world building idea, and our two kind of ideas really meshed together well. And so we, Nolan like worked with a writer, bringing in a bunch of like backstory into the whole situation. They're working on like possibly a comic book for this stuff, and then I'm actually working on a sequel to the game now with John Prather, who designed Fire in the Library with Tony Miller. Sure. So John and
John Prather also did the solo version of this.
Yes.
And, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
John worked on the solo version with me on this, and he just created an amazing solo
it's ridiculous
experience from everything that's there. There was no additional kind of components that came in. It's just a way you manage the cards for the AI. It's fantastic. So,
and it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard. Like,
yeah.
Playing on hard mode, you will.
Is it one of those where like there's a score that you're trying to beat, or is it more like
you're trying to beat? It's basically a 2-player game where you have an automata that you're playing against. You're playing against.
Who else has trouble with that word?
Yeah,
Does
right.
Anybody else have trouble with
automata?
Yeah,
automata. Automata.
Well, I want to say
if you don't put
Italian,
the N on the end.
I've said it like that sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, we could, use the internet and actually find the proper pronunciation of this.
They made up the word, basically. I mean, it's. I think it.
Yeah, isn't it like Jamie Stegmaier made up automata?
Yeah, I think it comes from the Italian for automation, something like that. I forget what it was. He's told the story before.
Yeah.
But I have so much trouble with that word. Solo version.
Between the two of us, Aaron and I have played this game easily over 1,000 times. So it's
Verla says totally have trouble with
400.
I say Automa, so I'm not sure if that's right or not.
I think it's a fantastic little Euro game that people. It's like the introductory Euro game. Like anyone who's trying to introduce people into these sorts of games where there's a little bit of depth, but there's enough depth there for like heavy gamers, but there's also like it's light enough that even an entry-level person can really dive into it and see the connections that everything is happening. So,
are the Senator cards, are those a deck that you have, or is that like a market?
There are actually 3 decks.
Yeah, okay. So there are 15 cards, and you're going to pay with each one of the planets has a politic card. So when you go there, you can pick up those cards, and then you can spend those. Each one of those senators is going to have a unique set of 2 that you can spend to pick those up when you go to the recruit action. And so there are 3 stacks of 5 each. And then those have different values because some of the powers in those are like differ in kind of how powerful they are.
That took a long time to balance.
Yeah, well,
that's a game that's going to be very interesting to the chat crew. A lot of them are from the Gateway and Filler Games group, so we're always looking for games that we can introduce to our family or our friends who have never been in gaming. And it sounds like the way you're describing it, Ian, is that this is the kind of game you could bring with your friends that maybe are just getting into board games and you have as much fun as they are, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right,
I mean, it's on your turn. You generally have 1 or 2 options that are like visible to their to the beginner player, but the advanced player is thinking like 3 steps ahead about what they could do. But then those plans often kind of change.
Yeah, they can fall
what
apart.
Other people do.
Yeah.
But what's really good is that no matter what people do in the game, it doesn't stop others from doing it.
There's no direct conflict. Right. It's a Euro.
Mm-hmm. It's a Euro. That's right.
It's a Euro that looks like something that is direct conflict, and it's not.
Nothing wrong with that.
But
I love my Euros.
But you're vying for trying to get the highest amount of influence before other people do. So, I mean, there's definitely conflict there. It's just indirect.
Hey, there's Johnny Pack, designer, checking in. What's up, Johnny Pack? Good to see you.
Johnny Pack.
If you have any questions for them. And also, hey, the family's in the house. We got Our Family Plays Games. What's up, Mick? I just watched episode 49. Can't wait to watch 50. Make sure you check out episode 50. It's going to be off the hook. So congratulations on getting that done. Drake Villarreal calls his solo cardborgs. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty cool.
You will be assimilated into the solo cult.
I like that a lot. All right, so that's Sovereign Skies. You can get a copy, and it's from Deepwater Games, designed by Aaron Wilson, right?
That is correct.
BJ from Board Game Gumbo. I've got my guests here, Ian Zang and Aaron Wilson. We're talking spicy hot games, and one game that I'm very interested to hear what Ian said, because we have a copy in the Gumbo, is Masterword from Scorpion Masqué.
Correct. So this is the one that I chose because I featured it recently on my Twitch channel. I stream every day from noon to around 2 to 3, somewhere in there, every weekday. So it's been a way for me to stay sane because I am unemployed right now. I am working on Gravitation stuff. I am doing development work for various companies, and I am streaming because that is what I like doing. And it lets me kind of talk through my ideas and stuff, and gives me a routine because, oh my gosh, routine is important when days tend to
stretch on.
Oh my gosh. And especially now because Michigan is getting hit really hard with the coronavirus. So we're being very careful about like not going out and not getting together with our family because we just don't want to put people in danger. So I've been kind of cooped up, and I am an extreme extrovert. Like I will, if you ever see me at a convention, like I am everywhere. I'm everywhere all at once. I can't get enough of it. Like Aaron can probably attest the best to this. Like I am on like a high the entire weekend, and it's just a great thing. So being cooped up at home is not good for me. Right. So I've been streaming so that I can actually enjoy the company of people. And so I've had a couple people.
I do this show Tuesday nights, man.
Yep.
Talk to people.
And so I actually I bought Masterword because I love word games. I love word games. So
tell the Chat Krewe, what's the game about? Because I've got an idea of, like a little pitch on it. I want to hear how you describe it.
So have you ever played the old game Mastermind, where you're trying to guess the colors?
That's exactly where I'm going. Mastermind.
It's that, but with words.
Mastermind with words. It's exactly how I described it last night.
So one person has a word that they need to get the other people to get to. And there's a category that is known. So every clue card comes with I actually have one right here that I can pull out.
Look at these, Aaron, look at these bright colored markers, man. I mean,
it's great.
They went with the red scheme in this.
This is not really a spoiler because it's in the rule book, but like we have animal. This is the first card. So you know that the card the word that's in this red box underneath here is an animal. And so then you need to write down clues on your cards that will help your team to get to the right answer. And so you might give clues like, does it live in the jungle? Or it lives in the jungle. Or is it swims in the water? Does it know how to swim? Like trying to narrow things down. What is this thing? And eventually you're going to get to a point, where you have to say, I know this. I think I know it. So you make a guess. But the entire team only gets 3 guesses for the entire game. And they have to go on 3 very specific cards. If you put the correct answer on any other card in the game, you lose. So you see how all on the picture below me, you see where all the white cards, they have like the words on it, but there's a red bordered one at the bottom that says tiger. Right. That's what they're guessing. All the other, if you put the actual word on one of those white bordered cards, you lose immediately.
What I love is that I guess it's the clue giver. Although what's weird is that the clue giver is not really the clue giver; they're really the clue receiver.
You could say that, yes.
Yeah, they got to use those little thumbs up. And by the way, I love the graphic design in here. I mean, everything just looks it just fits this game. But they're putting out those thumbs up, but you don't know which of the three guesses that you wrote are attributes that you wrote are the three, right? So
in the first row here, mammal, land, and fish, there are 2 check marks next to that. That means that 2 of those words are correct, and 1 of them is wrong, according to the guide. Right. And so you don't know which ones those are, though. So you have to kind of suss them out. So, you can kind of see, like, it's a mammal, it's a land, and a fish. So one of these things is not like the other. So, you can probably narrow things down. The guide does get a one-time use ability where they can take one of the thumbs up and put it directly on one of the cards in that row. And that can be done at any time. Right. And so it basically lets the guessers know, like, this word is what I want you to be focusing on. This clue. This clue is it.
No, do you think it's good for Codename fans? I think it's sort of got that feel, except it's that one versus everyone. Not versus. I mean, one with everyone.
Isn't it completely cooperative?
It is completely cooperative. Yeah. So it's more like Codename's Duet than anything. Okay. And I would say that I think it's really good for someone who likes running games, who likes teaching games, because they can be the guide and just be the guide, and that's it. And then
Ian, Beth has a serious question. Who are these hypothetical players with the super fancy handwriting? Like, I can tell you that would not be, let me solo this, that would not be my handwriting, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh, no, absolutely not. I mean, no. You can barely read my handwriting on a good day.
Yeah. So, Ian, I think this is excellent for your little high school board game group, your little church group, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. This game is coming out. If we have a couple of people over and I need a game for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 people, Masterword's going to be coming out with that one.
And if you want to see live playthroughs on my Twitch channel or YouTube channel, it's the same thing. Zangzabar. I have replays of people I brought on guests, and we played through entire games on it. So you can definitely go check out the highlights there. YouTube is the same thing. So
yeah,
I'm looking to do more if you get a chance. Go down there and subscribe to twitch.tv Zangzabar.
Go watch Ian make Gil upset. This game.
Gil I didn't see that episode. What happened to Gil? I didn't see that one.
He was like,
just watch and see.
Mickey Mouse doesn't have any hair on his face.
He was so upset.
I don't want to spoil it, so we'll make sure we do that.
Oh all right, gosh.
So that is Masterword by Scorpion Masqué. Hey, they're a Canadian, a Montreal or Quebec City company. I can't remember, but they're a Canadian company. They are really, really big in the French-speaking world. Like a lot of people don't know about them here in the States, but they are really big in the French-speaking world, and they're making a push to come over to America. If you haven't played Zombie Kids, it's a hoot. This little tiny little legacy game that plays really, really quickly. The first couple of levels are kind of simple, but once you start getting into it and getting the character envelopes, it's a lot of fun. They've got a new one coming out. Zombie Teens, I think, is the next one. So keep an eye out for Scorpion Masqué.
Matt did Decrypto.
They did Decrypto, correct?
Yeah.
They did. They partner with Yellow to do a lot of the big releases, and now they're trying to make sure that people. In fact, when I was talking to Matthew Legault about it, he said that's one of our problems, that I name a game that we've done, and they go, "Oh, that's Yellow," and like, no, that's really us. So I think they do. I think they do know they need to branch out, and that's right. Zombie Kids is dropped. We're staying away from candy corn pizza on this show. That is Meepletown. I am declaring this a no candy corn pizza zone.
What is that?
Go listen to Meepletown when they talked about all the different Halloween candies that can go on pizza and how disgusting it is.
That is pretty gross.
Big fight. Yeah, that is pretty gross. So that is. See, now I'm gonna have to do some editing. So that's Masterword from Scorpion Masqué. Unless Matthew doesn't care about hearing about candy corn pizzas, so that's gonna be funny. All right, let me see if I can find the next picture. I think we're gonna skip over, if you don't mind, and go right to this one. BJ from Morgan Gummo. I've got my guests here, Ian and Aaron Wilson. Ian Zang and Aaron Wilson. It's not the Wilson brothers. And we're talking about spicy hot games, including a game that Gravitation Games has from Ian and Aaron. And there's a fun backstory to this game. If you don't mind sharing that story again, Ian. if you don't mind sharing that story, tell us about Please Fix the Teleporter and how it really got started.
So I tend to design from inspiration, and I tend to design things based on the things that I like. And I innovate and I try to bring out new things.
You hear me like
I have a game called Curio, which is an escape room game that it's more. I designed it because I played Please Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. I just love the format of that video game where you're trying to. Oh yeah, that's the actual size of it.
Look how small that is, people. You can put that in your pocket.
Exactly, or your purse. It works really well. So I designed this whole like escape room game because I played I'm stuck on Please Fix the Teleporter. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, and I love that experience. And I have to admit that I am a fan of SpongeBob because SpongeBob's great, and you definitely should just watch it if you haven't, because especially the first couple seasons, they put in so many like adult jokes that kids just wouldn't see, and it's actually quite charming. There we go. And so at the beginning of every SpongeBob episode, if you are a parent or if you are like me, just watch SpongeBob because it's fun. There's that part right at the end of the SpongeBob theme song where it's the SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants. And right during that part, he scrambles up, comes back together. Scrambles up, comes back together. Scrambles up, comes back together. And I was like, that's a game. And so I was like, I wonder if I could just make this a game. And so I literally threw together this game in about a half hour. And after a little bit of playtesting, it just worked. And I was like, oh, I should pitch this. And so I pitched it around a little bit to various companies, and they were like, this is really a little bit too like light. But anytime I played it with people, it was high energy, it was frenetic, and it drew a crowd. And people were like, okay, I have next game. I want to try. Like they just want to jump right in. And so I pitched this to Aaron as like, this might be a really good first game because it's fairly minimal components, and we can make it kid friendly and put a fun theme on it. And so Aaron and I were brainstorming ideas about what sort of name we could put this, like what's the theme. And Aaron, I think you threw together a list of like 27 different titles.
About 20, probably.
Yeah, around 20. And so I started
one of them.
I started reading through this list of names to my wife, who was sitting right next to me, and it was Please Fix the Teleporter was like 7, and so I was like, Please Fix the Teleporter, and she's like, stop, that's it, I don't even care. And I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, that really is it. And I looked through the rest of them, and she was 100% correct. It was like, that's it, because when you hear Please Fix the Teleporter, what do you think this game is?
Isn't that the rules to the game? Basically, yeah. You basically given it. So, Aaron, give us the elevator pitch. How do you play? Please Fix the Teleporter. Other than Please Fix the Teleporter. That's rule number 1.
It's a simple little speed puzzle. So basically, you have 4 tiles, and everybody has the same 4 tiles, except you have a border that goes around. Your 4 tiles, that's a different color, so their player colors, they just separate easier that way. And you shuffle the cards, you flip up a card, and everybody goes. And you have to flip and reorient to match the card that's laying out there. And if you get it right, or you think you get it right, and you're first to slap the card, you get to keep the card. That's a point. First to 5 points wins.
So that's that card on the right side. The orange player is trying to match that card before anyone else.
And as you see, they have. And you always know when you have it right as well, because that border is going to go all the way around. We have it so that there's never a time when that border is inside that.
Yeah, Ian, when I was talking to this with Eric Buscemi, I had shown some pictures earlier, and those pictures didn't have those borders. Both of you have, I'm assuming both of you found this streamlines the process when people are trying to check the pictures, right?
Yeah. It's also better for die cuts because we have a little bit more freedom to play with it. Okay. Because if a die cut is off by a little bit, So a little bit of board game manufacturing things. When the manufacturer creates a die, it's literally like a giant metal like punch. And so it comes down and punches. And if it's not aligned exactly right over the cardboard, it will be a little bit off. And so we have what's called bleed. And so the old version of the game, which is what I have here, you can actually see
there's a prototype.
There we go.
Yeah.
So the green border is super thin on the outside. And so we just decided, why not just put it on the outside? Because it's always going to be on the outside. And it ended up working out perfectly. And Aaron just just shifted the border a little bit. And now we have the proper bleed. You won't have any confusion. And now it creates it actually simplified the game significantly.
Yeah.
Just because we were dealing with manufacturing issues.
Yeah. That framing really helps you orient yourself too when you're playing as well. It's super cool, man. My kids absolutely love it. Like I have a 6-year-old that pulls out our production copy all the time, wants to play. So it's a hit in this household. So I'm excited to get it into the hands of people who were looking for game. My wife has mom friends. My mom also always looking for toys for kids. Mom friends who are like, what board games? I'm tired of like matching games for little kids. Like what are good games for
Oh my
kids?
God, there's a million of them, Aaron. You go to Walmart and there's 700 different matching games. If they had this in IP, I would buy this in all those IPs.
Right? Exactly.
And that's the idea.
Yeah. So you're right. If Nickelodeon's listening, please.
Ding ding. Somebody call. Somebody call right now.
I mean, literally, this
all
was
those
a SpongeBob game, and I was just like, let's make it that we can't. I don't want to deal with IPs right now. This is our first game. Let's get past this first game. Let's get the manufacturing process streamlined. We're also learning the manufacturing process. I have a little bit of knowledge about it, and frankly, I've found really great people to work with that have streamlined the entire process, and I've been really enjoying learning the logistics end of things. So it's been really fun for me, because I've been more on the game development side, but I've never been on like the business development side. So it's been really fun to step my toe into that.
Yeah.
And so Eric told me, go ahead.
Sorry about that. I have like a lot of graphic design experience. So I've been doing graphic design and creative direction and art direction for 20 some years. And so I used to go on print runs for different ads and different things. So I have some print experience. And so kind of coming into this side of it and getting the file preparation, getting all that stuff ready is not super new to me. So I have a pretty good vast amount of experience with that part of it, at least. So that part's fun. I actually really enjoy that. I actually was pretty involved helping Deepwater, getting the Kickstarter ready for Sovereign Skies, and then getting all those files prepared. I wasn't directly talking to their manufacturer. They have a production person that was doing that, but I was handing off a lot of those files for them. And so really, I was came into this really aware of what I needed to do, and it's been a really smooth process for us so far. So
surprisingly,
I know. Fingers crossed that we can that we won't have any hiccups getting this first batch into the warehouse.
So Eric Bashimi had told me that this was a game that he and his family enjoyed just playing in the restaurant because the table presence is strong, but not large. It doesn't take up a lot of space. So you can play that. So my question is not about the game itself. That's probably where you think I'm going. Is that going to be the direction for Gravitation games? Are you looking for those oink size or a little bit bigger size games that you can throw onto a dinner table, or how many times have we been sitting at a convention and you're just waiting for the doors to open, right? You'd plop out like this.
Yes.
So far, yes.
So the next game that we have coming out soon is from Heather O'Neill and Chris O'Neill. They designed a party game, and so we're doing a speed little thing, and our next game will be a party game. Okay. And I've played this game around a campfire. You do not even need space.
You just need cards to hold in your hand.
It's just like a deck of. It's better if you have the other components to go along with it, but like it works by sitting around the campfire around this deck of cards, and that's it. And we have not laughed as hard at this game than any. It's one of my favorite party games. I played it at Unpub 3 years ago, I think. And we started with a group of like 6 people playing this game. And we played this game for 4 hours.
Ooh.
4 hours at Unpub. Like,
yeah. Ours is not going to be a 4-hour version of the game, but you can.
That wasn't one game though.
It was.
Right? Oh wow. Okay, wow.
Again, it's a part. It doesn't have like very like strict, like, and it's kind of like that apples to apples, where it's like there are rules to end the game, but there's nothing saying that you can't keep going.
I was just thinking of a new tagline though. Gravitation Games. Our games last from 2 minutes to 4 hours.
That's true.
You know? We have a
that's what it is.
So is it available? Can people pick it up? Verla's been posting in the chat crew the link to it, and also a link to a PNP.
Right, you can actually play it right now if you have a printer at home. We do have a free print and play that you can grab. It has a single copy of the tiles that you can print and paste on chipboard or what have you, and also a couple cards to get you going. We also have a little contest where you can win a copy of the game. Hey. So yeah, look at that. So if you go to our website, gravitation.games/please fix it, you can see it in the chat of this thing here, right there. There's a link to download the PNP, and also there is a contest rules at the bottom where you have to film yourself playing this game and trying to beat my score. We have a solo way to play this. It's actually speed runnable. I call this the first official speed run board game.
So those 5 stars to get it under 30 seconds is like impossible. And Ian sat there for how long, Ian, on your stream? Until you hit 28 seconds, and it was like flipping out. It was like 2 hours of just him doing this over and over.
Yeah. I had to prove that it is doable. I knew it was doable.
Average
because I got into a certain point.
First play for an average board game, and where are they going to come around?
In a solo play. A solo play. 2 stars.
2 stars.
I would say an average player. Like if you're just learning, you might get
a minute.
A minute 30.
Yeah, it'll be 1 or 2 stars.
2 stars. All right, challenge accepted. Chat crew, here's your chance. Go to that PNP, print it out, see if you can beat Ian at his own game.
Truly, it is tough.
All right, so
I can't beat Ian on it, but
is it available for purchase, or is it?
It is available for pre-order. It is on the boat right now. It's scheduled to land in Jacksonville on December 5th. So I don't know how quickly we'll.
We would love for it to get. Yeah, we would love for it to get into people's hands by Christmas-ish holidays area. We don't know if that's going to happen, but when we know, you'll all know.
Yes.
Because we'll be like, hey, you can get it.
So the second challenge, can you beat Beth Sobel's time of under 20 minutes?
I think I can beat that. That's one thing I can do better than Beth. Not art, but definitely.
Jay and Beth and a bunch of others, when Cascadia launched with their little solo play, that one online, I mean, that's all we saw for weeks is everybody trying to beat that high score. And I forgot, posted to the chat crew, somebody busted a really, really impossible score in Cascadia. Might have been Beth's husband. I can't remember who it was, but it was this, might have been Jay, but it was just this crazy, crazy high score in Cascadia. I didn't even attempt. Once they started getting to those.
That's a good game. I like Randy.
I also saw the no cube zone. They said that trying to get 300 in Gone Shown Clever. There is actually a top score in that. I believe it's 332. Like in the original.
I've never broken 300.
I broke 350, not on the app, in a live play.
Get out.
But found out that my wife and I went one extra round.
Oh, I was going to say, it's literally not possible to get over 332.
We forgot to check off the thing at the top. And we were like,
cheaters.
We're going, oh my God, this is the best game we've ever had. We're finally getting good at this game. And I was like, wait a minute. I think the max is 350 or 3.
Right, we've been playing for 2 hours.
I'm pretty sure it's 332. I think my top score is 1 off that.
So basically,
I missed it by 1. I was like, I'll take it. I got really addicted to that after a while.
Please fix the teleporter from Gravitation Games. It's on the boat, getting to Jacksonville. hopefully will be available for Christmas. This is the perfect gift for the stocking stuffers, for all the nieces and nephews, all the little Christmas gifts, if you're looking for it.
And it's just $14.99. Order now while supplies last.
Or $230 if you order in the next 5 minutes. All right. So BJ from Morgan Gumbo. I got my guests here, Aaron and Ian, and let me bring in Steve, the name father, because Steve is our games master here on Live. Steve, welcome aboard. Steve,
hey guys, how you doing
tonight?
Great show so far, guys. It's been really fun to watch, and the chat has been
easy.
is blowing up with you two.
That is really blowing up. This is crazy.
There's Dawson. How you doing, Dawson?
I am super nervous about the next section because I am not going to do well.
Yep. Steve, tell us about the Dawson says, hey, having a graphic design and print background, huge help when he's doing his own designs, right?
True.
That's right.
Very true.
Me and Dawson in the graphic design
Steve,
club.
you're dusting off an old favorite, I hear.
Yes, we've gone back to the well, and BJ and I put this together over the last couple days. We're going to do the Jambalaya game.
With no help from Philip or Alex, I will tell you.
Yeah, well, they stood very close by while we worked really hard. But, moral support matters, I guess. Yeah.
Well, Verla did review and approve.
Verla did chime in, and Verla doesn't have to do this. We work for her. She has delegated it to us.
We got a lot of new members here in the chat crew. Tell us how the Jambalaya game is played, Steve.
All right. So it's basically mashups. We decided with Gravitation games, we're going to pull a space theme on you. So there's going to be something that has to do with usually a space game of some sort off of BGG, and some of them might have come from your personal preferences too. Yeah, I've been not my first Jambalaya rodeo here, Verla. We're going to give you maybe 10, 12 or so of these. That'll be mashups, and we'll give you a clue. You're going to be racing. The two of you will work as a team, I suppose. And if you get it, we'll give you the points. But if the chat crew beats you to it, it's a race to see who gets it first. Verla's going to be watching there because it kind of goes a little bit with a lag. So we got a couple of examples. We gave Ian an example or two. Maybe we'll give Aaron an example the same way, BJ.
Well, I'm going to give one that Ian and Aaron haven't heard, so they can look and see how we did.
Okay.
Here's the clue. The latest Euro with the very novel theme: plan a massive coming-of-age party for a Latino teen while trying to compete to be the dominant space development corporation. From the look in Ian's face, I can tell he already knows the answer. He's got it. Aaron, what do you think? The latest Euro, it's a very novel theme: plan a massive coming-of-age party for a Latino teen while trying to compete to be the dominant space development corporation.
You got this, Aaron?
I do not.
It's quinceañera forming Mars.
Oh my God, he's got it! That is amazing.
I thought I was going to say terraforming Mars, but that was too.
You got the idea. You got the idea. We're putting things together that are going to be, stupid plays on words, which is like right in our wheelhouse. But it'll usually be some form of mashup where we're kind of doing like the Wheel of Fortune before and after kind of thing, or some kind of pun mixed in there. But yeah, that was Quinceañera forming Mars.
Jay, that's Mumbo Gumbo. That's a different game. We're playing Jambalaya.
Different game.
So don't get your
This
Gumbo
is going to be bad.
All right, Steve, why don't you give him that first clue, the one with the S on it?
Let me pull it back up again here. All right, so the first one. This is a pick up and deliver game that Eric Summerer loves. But this version is all about moving tennis balls around famous courts like Wimbledon or Roland Garros.
What's her last name? Merchant of Venus. Oh no!
Oh! Don't give it to the chat crew.
He's giving it to the chat crew. Chat crew. He's just
Venus Williams.
Yes.
Merchant of Venus Williams.
He's got it.
I can't believe I was like, what is her last name?
Right, there you go.
Like the simplest name. I know it.
Williams. All right. So I'm gonna put. I'll keep track of this in the chat in the doc here too, BJ.
I'm like sweating.
Yeah,
like,
very good, Ian.
Verla will be our judge because she's over there running she's checking the Facebook page, right?
Right.
Yeah, so she's monitoring the Facebook page. All right, so Jordan,
she'll be able to say if Jordan got it faster.
Yeah, Verla, you're gonna have to let us know if Jordan got it first or Ian got it first. But because remember, Ian and Aaron, there's a little bit of lag. They're a little bit behind you, so we will see. All right, I've got one for you. Ready for this one? Stanley Kowalski. He only wants to play games about stargazing. Stargazing, Ian. Hint, hint, hint. Stanley Kowalski only wants to play games about stargazing. What's that game that he loves playing?
Stanley Kowalski.
If he can't play this game, he could always play another one like Downlink or Extronaut.
Who's Stanley Kowalski?
Don't
That doesn't
know
help
who
me.
Stanley Kowalski is.
Oh,
no.
no! Oh no!
That doesn't help us.
I'm googling.
We went too deep. Oh, uh-oh. Chat Krewe for the steal.
Oh, I literally just. Oh,
Ian, do you know it?
but how does this make sense? Oh,
Oh,
no.
Beth has a good one.
That would have been a good one. It's been used on the Jumbo Live
Oh, okay.
before, but
Oh.
that's not the one. It's a one.
So
Aaron, I'll
fun
give you a
fact,
hint.
I just watched Taskmaster. I think it was like season 9, episode 2 or something. And there was a reference to this in that. I watched it like
Was it West
literally
Side
30
Story?
minutes ago.
It's
If you haven't seen
Time Named
Taskmaster,
Desire.
go to YouTube and look up Taskmaster. It's a UK like
It's my favorite
quiz
show.
show.
Yeah,
It's
I've heard of it.
phenomenal.
It's comedians that have to do tasks, and they're all goofy
Mhm.
challenges. They're just silly.
Right.
But hint, hint, we're going to do that on the show at some point. We just have
Oh, definitely. You definitely should.
We haven't gotten around to stealing that yet.
Yeah, it's coming though. All right, so we're getting close, but nobody's got it right yet. It is not Stellar.
She's got the right idea, but a different game.
Aaron, I'll give you a hint. It's
Oh,
by a famous designer. A
Constellations.
super famous designer.
I think he's got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably your game.
Constellations. I think that's yeah.
Yep.
That's my game. That's my game.
It's a famous designer.
Stella.
Who designed
I have to give
Trying to remember.
credit though to Beth Sobel. I would not have gotten that without her.
Stellar.
I think, yeah. That I'm going to put down as a 50-50. And I think
Yeah.
we've been told that Jordan had Merchant of Venus Williams maybe first.
By the
Oh,
way,
really?
Steve, trivia for you. The co-designer with Ian Zang for that one is Dante.
Oh,
Professor
really?
Dante. Yeah.
Okay.
Who just
Those
landed
stars
on
there.
an asteroid.
Who has just had a massive success that was almost too successful.
Someday he
They
can be on
took
the show.
too
You
much from the
don't wanna
asteroid and
bother him
couldn't
because
close the hatch.
So, for those of you who don't know, Osiris-Rex is a mission that just literally landed on an asteroid 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, had a giant vacuum, pogoed with the vacuum, scooped up a bunch of stuff, and left.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Oh, if we get 60 grams of stuff, we'll be good, and we can come back. If we don't get that, we can actually come back and do another pass and try again." As they were trying to put the stuff in their backpack to bring back to Earth, literally, check it out. It's literally just a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't close because they had too much stuff.
Yep.
So they were over the moon.
Too successful.
What an amazing feat. All right, Steve,
That's
your
a big
turn. Number 2.
Next one on the list. All right. This one. This is BJ's favorite time at the theater.
Whichever one you want.
Oh no, we'll just go in order so we don't lose them. Yeah. This is BJ's favorite time at the theater, but especially when he's had too many Mars-colored Mountain Dews.
Any idea?
Oh,
It's
can you
my
repeat
favorite time at a theater.
This is BJ's favorite time at the theater, particularly when he's had too many Mars-colored Mountain Dews.
Oh,
He's picking up on the fact that you don't say it out loud because you don't give it away.
I know. I have it. I'm trying
Bite your tongue.
Mission
Any
to Red
idea?
Alert Planet.
Close.
Oh,
Close?
he's so close. That favorite time of the theater when you've had too much to drink.
Maybe not a movie theater.
Maybe not a movie theater.
Oh no.
Well, in the old days, it would have been a movie theater.
Could have been.
Intermission to Mars.
Oh, he's so
Oh.
close.
Together.
So close. Oh, he's so
Oh,
close.
give that to him. That was amazing.
Well, you got to put it together with the game.
What's the game?
Oh, Mission to Mars was. Oh no.
Intermission Mars.
I think we can probably
It's a
count that
different game
one.
they're talking about. I think we're going to have to give it to him. What do
I
you
think we have to.
Intermission Red Planet. Mission Red Planet. Intermission Red
Same
Planet.
idea. Same idea.
I think Jordan got it before they did, so
Well,
we're gonna.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me
see
make
what
that-
Jordan-
Didn't you
Yeah,
like?
Roberto
Come on,
Jordan got it.
intermission on Mars.
Intermission to Mars. I totally get that.
So the red Mountain Dew is called Red Alert. So I thought mission to that's why.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was going off of the Mountain Dew
I think
reference.
we're going to have to make it since BJ and I are a bit close to this. Since these are our clues, we're going to have to let Verla's had the last word that Jordan had it.
Yeah, Jordan's got it.
Jordan's got that one.
All right.
Keep us posted on that. All right, here you go. You ready for one?
Intermission.
I love music-themed games, and this dice chucker spans the history of grunge and pop rock, from Nirvana to the Foo Fighters. I just love music-themed games. This dice chucker spans the history of grunge and pop rock, from Nirvana to the Foo Fighters. Chat Krew's going to get this one. You guys better be quick.
Oh, I have no idea.
Dice chucker? Something about Dave Grohl?
Mm-hmm.
Grohl for the Galaxy?
Oh.
I think so. It's a question of whether something pops up, but I think Aaron probably had that one. Unless
well done.
Oh, Verno says yes. He confirms. Give that one to Aaron.
Confirmed.
Very nice.
It's not time you pulled your weight.
He was
Aaron.
just on SNL. We were just talking about Foo Fighters the other day. My wife was like, "This music's really good." I was like, "Yeah, it's the Foo Fighters. They've been around since like 2000."
Yes, I love how BJ's version of the history of music is all the way from Nirvana to Foo Fighters.
Well, that was part of the clue, you know. Hey Jay, I've got it. So,
well, you didn't realize you loved it.
Chuck, our buddy Chuck from the Gateway and Filler Games group sent it to me, so I'll teach it to you. Out of the 3 or 4 of that version from him, that it's my favorite. I think Roll for the Galaxy is the best one.
Yep, Jordan was close there with Grohl for it.
He was close. But I think Verla said that it's
science fiction theme.
I think he did. We'll stick with that. And the science fiction, the space version was the clincher. I'm going to go back one.
I'm going to go back one here. I saved it for you. That's why
you saved it for me. All right. BJ's putting down the ones that he did, and I'm putting down the ones that I did. We're going to stick with music though. Music and sci-fi. Here's your clue. Old Blue Eyes is back, but this time he's got to keep his voice down as he tries to sneak aboard the ship, hack his way around, and get to the escape pod with the goods.
I know it.
He's got to keep his voice down as he's sneaking around.
Give it to them.
He's got to keep his voice down.
What game?
Keep their voices down too.
I have it right out there.
I'm not getting the game.
On the computers. Keep your voice down. Don't make too much noise.
Clank and Sinatra?
Wow.
Close. On the right track.
Close. Oh,
Clank Sinatra is good.
That's close.
But it's got to be the space version of things.
Clank in space. It's Clank in space, but
yep.
Space Sinatra. Frank in space.
There it is. Frank in space.
He was killing me. He was so close.
Frank,
right there.
Frank.
Was the flip flopping helping you there?
I'm terrible at this.
I was trying to
you guys are working as a team.
You're better than I am at it.
Clank Sinatra is very strong.
That was amazing.
Very
Dawson
strong.
was all over that one. That was really good.
We'll have to let Verla make the decision if she's going to say Clank Sinatra counts. But what I was looking for was Frank in space.
Which I said.
No. It's Frank in space.
Frank in space. All right, put that down for Aaron then.
I guess Aaron's carrying this game now.
All right. Let's see what we got here. What's the next one? All right. You guys like 4X games? Got a new one for you. It's a 4X game about the classic love triangle of Bella and Edward and Jacob, but it's set in deep space. That classic triangle.
It's Twilight Imperium. It's just Twilight Imperium.
Could be, but it's got Bella, Edward, and Jacob in it. That classic
Twilight Imperium New Dawn.
I like the attempt.
Dawn, Twilight Imperium Prophecy of Ridiculousness.
Here's the problem, BJ. You've got the first word as the title of the book, so it's already in there.
It's close, but he's not there.
New Moon, Twilight New Moon, Twilight Imperium Twilight. What Breaking Dawn? No. What is the?
What are the Twilight movies?
One? I don't remember the third one.
I've never seen a Twilight movie, so this isn't helping me.
They're books, Aaron.
But they're also movies, right?
They're also movies.
Batman's in one of them.
Yeah, Jordan.
Chad agrees with me.
Yeah, Ian, you and Jordan, y'all are on the same wavelength, man. Y'all are getting the same clues
I
there.
think you might need to say that you've got the right game, but focus on working on the second word.
Yes. So you got the first word. It's Twilight, but you need to work on that second word. It's a long game. Players are trying to, of course, in a 4X game, you do what? You expound, you exhale, you exhume, and you exterminate. I don't think. I think we're gonna have to call this one, Steve.
Yeah.
I think the tough part of that is that Twilight is the name of the book, and it's right there in Twilight Imperium.
It's Twilight Vampirium.
Vampirium?
Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
That is a dad joke. Which I can appreciate.
And by looking at his face, can you tell which one of us wrote that one?
As many times as I can get Twilight Imperium. We had one where it was all about, what's the ingredients when you're doing a 4X gumbo? It's Twilight Shrimperium, of course. Twilight Shrimperium.
Yep.
Shrimperium.
Shrimperium, yes. Still one of my favorite ones.
Yep.
All right, Steve, you're up.
You used the Quest for Planet 9 one, right?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to save the next one for you. I'm going to jump over.
But you do the one you want.
No. I'll leave the one that you wrote for you, and I'll do the one that I wrote next.
Sounds good.
Here's a space game where the dice are your ships with special powers. But this new version adds Scott Bakula going back in time to meet a young Kamala Harris.
What?
Beth's throwing shade. She says, "Man,
it's Quantum Leap," but like,
of course, it's a word.
It's not a word.
I can read it on my screen. It's a word.
Quantum Leap, like that. Is that just it?
No. Well, he's got to go back. Scott Bakula's got to go back in time and meet a young Kamala Harris.
Quantum Veep.
There it is.
No, wow.
Aaron, he's on a roll.
Wow.
He is on a roll. Nicely done. All right.
That one.
What we got on that one?
What a mashup that one was.
Berla, we got. Did Ian pick that one up?
That's a good question. I'm not seeing.
You sure did.
She says yes. Okay.
Hey, Aaron and Ian, what would Ron Burgundy say if he played one of your games live on the air? What would he say?
Stay
classy, San Diego. Stay classy. What would he say if he played one of your games, one of your newest game, live on the air?
I don't believe you.
Maybe.
Please fix the teleprompter.
Yes.
Well done, Aaron.
How did you figure that one out?
Lanolin? Your name is Lanolin?
Please fix the teleprompter.
All right. Well done.
And there's our next game, Aaron. Actually, that's the makings of a good game right there.
Yep.
So, Verla,
there we go.
We got a controversy. Is it Beth or was it Aaron? Who got it?
Ooh.
Beth beat Marshall, but she'll have to say who got it. All right. We'll wait for Verla to weigh in on that one.
All right.
I'll give you the next one. I'll wait while you sort out that.
Does she say it's a tie? It's a tie?
It's a tie. Really? All right.
She's letting us know.
That'd be cool.
We'll go with that. All right. So
she thought it was Aaron. She thinks Aaron got it. So we're gonna. The judge said we have to respect the overlord. The overlord says it was Aaron, so we're gonna go with that.
Stick with Aaron there. All right. Here's your next game: a tile laying game with a simple theme. Hootie and the Blowfish in space.
It's like musical night here tonight, Steve.
Aaron, help!
It's musical night on the Gumbo Live.
What's the tile? Well, I don't know. What's the tile laying spacing? A tile laying game in space.
Tile laying in space.
I'll give you
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Focus on the lead singer.
Yeah, Darius Rucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tile laying game in space. A speed tiling game in space.
Oh! Galaxy Rucker.
Yes. I love that clue, Steve. I mean, I love that jambalaya.
Yeah, we worked on that was the team. That was the team on that.
Thank you, Aaron. I did not know anything about Hootie and the Blowfish. Keep in mind, I'm the youngin' here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not a fan or anything. just
I've got all their albums, man. Got all their albums. Okay.
All right.
Are we ready?
I think
Hey,
so.
this next game that I want you guys to play. It's a thrill rush of social deduction. Takes a while to play. Will the Cylons pull the wool over your eyes? Oh, actually, they said...
I think they're saying that the chat got it first. A Beth Jordan tie.
What?
wow.
Battlestar.
We're going to have to go with that. Beth and Jordan, tie. Hey, while we're doing this one, Steve, you might want to total them up. See how close.
Yeah, I'll see where we are.
What?
So this game is a thrill rush of social deduction. Will the Cylons pull the wool over your eye? I just don't trust the Gaius Balther character. I don't trust him.
Something about, I don't know. Is it, what are we mixing together here?
Will the Cylons pull the wool over your eye? Just don't trust Gaius Balther.
Werewolf?
What's that? What'd you say, Ian?
Battlestar.
Battlestar.
I think Kevin got that one.
Cattlestar Galactica?
Battleship Galactica. Oh, no.
Aaron, I do like that, but it's...
Oh my
think
gosh.
that's Kevin.
BJ.
That's it? It's just Battleship?
Battleship Galactica.
No. Redo that one.
You are so bad.
Oh my god, that was my favorite. Oh, my absolute favorite. Battleship. Yes, sign off. I'm done.
At this point, I think we need to say, has the game cooked us? Or do you have any more left in you after Battleship Galactica?
Oh, I like that one.
We can do one more.
You got, come on.
Do one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Verlazin was saying Kevin was the win on that one. Which one do you want to do, BJ?
Give the number 11 one.
Give the number 11 one?
Or, yeah, they're not going to get that other one, so. Or I
Another
actually have
one.
one. Steve, do you want to play? I have one more. This will be our
You
last
have one more? Yeah, bring it.
Yeah, Steve and Verla can play on this one.
All right, chip in.
Are we ready? This is a Gumbo Live special. It'll be the last one. Are we ready? This hit game from the Frixelius family just keeps getting expansions. But this one is the most outrageous of them all. Think tiny epic, but even tinier as players compete to turn their cat's eyes into habitable colonies.
Terraforming marbles.
Yes! He's got it.
Wow.
Aaron, no. No.
We're going to end on that?
What?
I got it, and we're going to end on that?
Okay. I wish you could have seen Aaron's face. What? Say it, Aaron. Say it.
All right, I have one.
Ooh, good.
4 Old Earth corporations fly in for a baking contest.
Sovereign Pies.
Yes!
He's solid.
He stole mine.
Solid.
Is that what you had?
I had. Will the hero of Star Wars be crowned King of Old Earth? This 2020 game is already getting an expansion with a mix of IPs. The powerful houses of Old Earth will crown a new ruler who is the hero of Star Wars.
Sovereign Skywalker.
Sovereign
right?
Skywalker. Yeah. Hey, bring Aaron in on the group chat.
I have one too.
Okay.
Okay.
Ian's been thinking this through.
I have. I didn't know that I had to prepare this, but I came up with it on the fly.
That's what we do.
So here it is. On the planet of Arrakis, someone just has to abide.
Someone has to abide.
The Dune abides.
Dude Messiah?
The Dune abides.
Dude Imperium, by the way.
Dude Imperium. Okay.
Got it. Okay. Dude.
I went with the book instead of the game. I went Dude Messiah. So yeah,
that works too.
Dude Imperium. I like that one.
Dude Imperium.
All right, give us our score. Who won the Jambalaya game? A return of an old favorite.
We kind of screwed around with the format, but I liked it when the guests start asking questions. They can't get points for that, so they gave us the chance to get points on some of those things. but I think the guests are going to actually take it. When we stopped paying attention to the ones that we had written, it was already like 6.5 to 2.5. So the guests take it.
Oh, it looks like the guests got us tonight.
Aaron and Ian got it.
Really?
But y'all played so well, though. Y'all kept
what?
it. Oh, y'all did. I'm looking at this chat sheet, Steve. They got a bunch. They got Quantum Veep, Please Fix the Teleprompter, Twilight, Dave Grohl for the Galaxy, Frank in Space, and Constellations. They got 5 of them.
Wait a second here. Oh, I might not have gotten the things that Verla said to go back and give them to different people.
Oh, no.
No. Aaron got Frank in Space because you said it didn't count for Clank Sinatra.
No, Clank Sinatra did not count. Sorry,
Right.
Dawson. No offense, but I'm going to overrule there.
And Aaron had Grohl for the Galaxy because they had Grohl for it.
Yeah, Dawson said, Ian, every time you make this, excited face, sometimes the screen freezes, so we get a beautiful screen cap of you. So
yeah, I think that the bandwidth is really eaten up here, so that's sorry. I have a very expressive face. I just keep going.
Steve, I don't think Beth has seen Jambalaya before, and she's got the point. This is the point of the game. You survived. So surviving is winning in Jambalaya.
You don't win, you finish.
No, actually, they did.
The reward.
They did very well. We've had a couple of guests get maybe 1 or 2. The chat crew is just, they're good. This chat crew.
Yeah. They were
Well,
on
I mean,
tonight.
he's a dad, so he immediately has advantage, and he's the worst dad.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I just have like my groan on like a sound bar, so I can just like press it whenever Aaron's around me. Like it's it's coming.
Steve, I'm going to send you back down, and then I'll say goodbye with Ian.
See you guys later.
Aaron. All right. Thanks. You did a great job.
Bye, Steve. Thanks.
See you guys.
Well, I put him on solo thing. I actually hit Aaron. Where is Aaron? Oh, no. Did I lose him?
Don't worry about him.
Hold on. I see him. I actually hit the wrong button there. I try not to do any editing, but sometimes I have to do editing on this game. So.
Such is life.
It really works. So that was our little game show. Jambalaya is brought to you by our Gumbo Live merchandise, our little board game. Have either one of you played Bourrée before? Bourrée? Little card game down
I
here?
have not played that yet.
Nope.
Okay. So, if you want to learn to play Bourrée, we've got the instructions inside the deck, and you can find it right there on Game Crafter. Carlos Roy did a fantastic job with that. Nice job, Carlos. And that was our game. All right, one last chance to talk it up with Please Fix the Teleporter. It's on a boat. It's coming into Jacksonville. If people want to get the game, or if they have any questions for either one of you, how do they get in touch with y'all?
So we have a Twitter. It's at Grav Games. That will go to us. We also have a Facebook that's there. My personal Twitter is Ian Zang Design, at Ian Zang Design. And
Easy.
I'm all over there. So I'm there pretty much forever. So if you want to get in touch with me, that's definitely where you go. That's where I will be forever. So I live on Twitter basically now. It's not a healthy thing.
Aaron, this might be the comment. They certainly played the game. So Aaron, if people want to check in with you, if they want to check in with you, how do they find you?
I can be found on Twitter. I'm at Internet's Magic. You always see me on there touting our games and making dumb dad jokes as well. Also, you guys, if you want to email me directly, I'm Aaron at gravitation.games and Ian at gravitation.games. And
pretty straightforward.
Available there as well.
Well, hang on, because I'm going to be doing the closing, so I don't have to do any editing. Just hang on there, and we'll talk to you guys in the green room. Hey, make sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/BoardGameGumbo, and our YouTube channel. It helps us get the word out about all of our upcoming shows, including next week. We've got Chris Ray, my old buddy from the Opinionated Gamers. This is normally our post-Essen show. He's played a lot of the Essen games, even though he didn't go to Essen Spiel this year. So if you want to know all about the hotness from Essen, come check us out with Chris Ray. I am BJ from Board Game Gumbo. And until next time, Ian and Aaron, laissez les bon temps rouler.